On the cliffs in the northwest suburbs of Beijing, the capital city of China, there is a large area of caves dug by ancient people. According to archaeological evidence, these caves are over 1,000 years old. Who could have dug these caves? Why did they do this? There are currently no precise answers to these questions, but there is a speculation that is considered reasonable. And what would that be? This is the story of these mysterious caves. About 40 years ago, archaeologists discovered a large area of caves in the northwest mountainous area, about 100 kilometers from the center of Beijing. During the archaeological excavation, they discovered some pottery pots and other artifacts. These items date back to the Tang Dynasty, over 1,000 years ago. However, since there were no carved words or pictures in the cave, they were unable to determine the exact age of the caves or who dug them. However, archaeologists have found some clues in historical documents. In the 10th century AD, during the wars and chaos at the end of the Tang Dynasty, a nomadic tribe could not bear the oppression of the Khitan people anymore, so they moved hundreds of kilometers westward and settled in a large mountain. Judging from the time and location, this may be the place recorded in historical materials. We can see many strange geological phenomena here. It looks like there are a lot of bricks stuffed into the cracks in the rocks. But in fact, this is a phenomenon caused by the cooling of magma more than 100 million years ago. Going up the mountain along the winding path, we can see a large area of caves now. This whole area was actually a tribal camp in the past, and this path in the valley was the only route into the camp. As you can imagine, this place must have been heavily guarded 1,000 years ago. These caves finally appeared in front of us. These round holes above the opening indicate that wooden doors were installed here in the past. This cave has two floors. The lower floor is a stable, and this stone trough is a place for horses to eat. The upper floor seems to be where people live. The cave is very low. Let's just say if you are over 160 centimeters tall, it will be very uncomfortable to stand in it. There are more than 100 such caves in this area. This cave is also where horses were kept. These reinforcement measures are to prevent the cave from collapsing. This is a suite. The room inside is presumed to be where the stableman lived. By the way, it is recorded in historical materials that the horses raised by this nomadic tribe were short and good at carrying heavy loads and climbing mountains. This explains why they can live in such low stables. These caves were where people lived. There are signs of blackening in the niches on the wall, where candles or lamps were placed. There is also a cooking area and a smoke vent inside the cave. The upper caves on the mountain are not open to visitors, but you can imagine that it is not easy to walk back home on such a cliff. It should be pointed out that the mountain looks almost vertical and the caves are all exposed. This is caused by the collapse. It means that in the past, it was impossible to see anything other than the entrance of the cave from the outside. Going along the mountain path, we can see another residential area. We can see signs of digging with chisels in the caves. According to experts, the geography of the area makes it relatively easy to dig caves, but it is only relatively speaking. We can imagine how difficult it was for ancient people from 1,000 years ago to dig such a cave with simple tools. These spacious caves are thought to be storage rooms because they were located closer to the foot of the mountain. The caves above were more suitable for people to live in. The younger the people were, the higher they lived. People who lived in caves on the top of the mountain may have used this ditch to get home. This is the largest cave suite open to tourists. There are 3 rooms in total, and each room has a window and all the living amenities. Such living conditions must have been considered very good at that time. Last but not least, this cave is said to be the place where the tribal leader lived and held meetings. The location here is halfway up the mountain, with excellent views, and is suitable for leaders to live in. There used to be a huge building here, but now the front part has collapsed. Even so, it still looks magnificent here. According to historical records, decades after the tribe moved here, this area also fell under the control of the Khitan people, from whom they had tried to escape in the first place. Finally, the people of this tribe were forcibly brought back to their homes. However, due to the lack of direct evidence about this nomadic tribe's connection to this location, these are just speculations, but this is indeed the most reasonable one at present. 1,000 years passed by. Maybe it would be very difficult for us to figure out who dug these caves. But no matter who did this, it was a remarkable achievement. As a cultural and historical site, the mysteries surrounding these caves are likely to continue.